Our country is having this national conversation about the possibility of raising the minimum wage either as part of the COVID aid package or shortly thereafter. And part of it has to do with whether it can be passed via reconciliation, which seems like based on CBO analysis should be adjudicated, but for some reason isn't. But actually, why don't we talk about another benefit that would come to the government if people were to be paid a $15 minimum wage? Well, you need to understand that as of right now, when corporations like McDonald's or Walmart, for instance, pay poverty wages, workers often turn to public safety net programs to make ends meet. It's one of the ways that the government subsidizes this horrible anti-worker approach of corporate America. A new study from the UC Berkeley Labor Center finds that families of half the workers who would receive a pay increase under the proposed $15 minimum wage bill in Congress are enrolled in one or more public safety net programs at a cost of $107 billion a year. Which means that if these corporations actually paid people what they need to live so that they're not being subsidized by the government, then the government wouldn't have to subsidize it. And that means that a significant amount of money would then be saved by the federal government. We're talking about literally tens of billions of dollars. Now, I'm not saying that that's one of the biggest things that they're gonna consider about whether they should pass this or not. But especially if we're having some sort of conversation about whether this has an effect on the budget and thus should be able to be passed via reconciliation, I would say that tens of billions of dollars has a significant impact on the budget.
Yeah, and again, with this information, this is blatant, obvious information. You can make a political argument and start telling people the opposite of the lies that they've been told for so many years. Hey, you know what, everyone? Your taxpayer dollars are going to continue to sustain this $7.25 minimum wage. You are paying to get paid minimum wage. And if you're not making minimum wage, you're paying for other people to get paid minimum wage. Do you like that? Because we definitely told them for decades, how do you like paying for people to live off the government teat? Do you want to pay for these quote welfare queens? That was pushed constantly, and it still is. Let's not act like it stopped. We're paying for these people to live off of welfare. You know they have a cell phone. You know they actually have a refrigerator. All these arguments were made. I'm not making these types of arguments up. That we're paying for them to live off of the government. Well, now you're paying them to live off the government and sustain that low minimum wage. Does that make you happy? Do you feel good about that? That your tax dollars go to that? Because it should be said over and over and over again, because there's a study and there's reality behind the case that this is what it is.
Yeah, we occasionally will cover studies of what the actual impact of raising minimum wage is on employment and things like that. We try to just take the great academic work that's being done in these areas that directly bear on potential policies, and just put it out there. I hope that people are integrating it. I honestly, I think that things like this, I don't think that Republicans, and I'll include Kristen Sinema and Joe Manchin, who don't think it should be included in the COVID aid bill, are seriously opposed to raising the minimum wage because they're worried employment's gonna go down by 3%, and even though it's not. I really don't think that. I think it is an opposition to paying these people what they should be worth. It's the idea that it is a lesser thing. You are doing work that's not important. If it was important, you'd get paid more. And we really don't care. Sometimes they're more explicit about those arguments. Sometimes it's a little bit more hidden, but that I think is what's actually underlying it.
Yeah, anytime someone's gonna complain about unemployment being a problem and small businesses going under, small businesses go under and unemployment is still a problem. Are we sitting at 1% unemployment or something? Is America the bastion of unemployment, of employed people in the world? Because we've got so many and everyone's on board and everyone's so damn happy? Is that what's really happening? Because you don't wanna change what's happening with the system? We're acting like we have this great system where everyone is thriving, and if we change it, everyone's gonna be living on the streets, which is what we see more and more actually in our society.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.